Hey guys, Pam here with CraftHow, and I have a quick video for you. Well, not sure exactly how quick it'll be, but everyone's been working on glittering ornaments this season, and I wanted to show you guys how I do my little ones so that I can do a whole batch pretty quickly. This is a paper plate, 2 paper plates actually, that I attached with zip ties. And I used an X-Acto knife to just cut a star shape in so that my ornaments will fit in when I finish putting the polycrylic in them. And then the other bit of prep work is to make a little funnel. This is just a piece of like a note card that I just rolled up, and if you guys have never done that before, all you do is you take your note card and just kind of angle it up like this and then twist it around, and then I tape mine down, and you can make the opening on the bottom as wide or as small as you want to, depending on how much you overlap these edges here. So I have my funnel, I have all of my ornaments, and these are the little light bulb shaped ones. I already took all the bottoms off, and I took some of the little clips out, but it doesn't really matter too much with these. So what I'm going to do is, I have these all off to the side. I've got 4 colors of glitter. To do the inside, you're going to want to use polycrylic, and I use the clear gloss. I've seen a lot of people say that it doesn't really matter too much whether you use the gloss or the satin. And then I put mine in a squeeze bottle so that I can fill my ornaments really easily. And we've got a dozen to do and 4 colors of glitter, so we're just going to get started, and I'll probably end up speeding up the video a little later on. So I'll probably get quiet while I'm doing this, but I'll walk you through my first couple. So it doesn't really matter how much you put in, but you want to make sure that you try to clean off any drips along the side. And then I put a pretty good amount in actually, and then just roll it around for a second or two. Make sure that you coat all of the edges of the ornament, and then I grab my next one and then just pour the polycrylic from that one in, and then just make sure that you twist it as you're pouring so that the entire inside edge gets covered. It's really easy. You really don't even have to worry too much about getting messy. So just pour that in, and when you get to about there, take another look and make sure that the whole thing looks kind of cloudy. And it might not be super easy to see on film, but it is. And then I can still see some dripping around, so what I'm going to do is take that one and stick it in my plate. Kind of try to make it stick as straight up as possible. And I had some poly on my fingers, and it's dried now, so I'm just going to wipe that off. I don't have a napkin right next to me, but you would just wipe that off. Anyway, so I've got my next one, just kind of swirling it around. Super, super easy. You can see that it's coating nice and evenly, and then I'll just take my nail and scratch off the outside. Super, super easy, guys. You're going to hear me say that a ton of times. But that's all, and then later I'll go in with a rubbing alcohol on a cotton ball, cotton swab, and clean off the rest of that. So again, just take my next ornament, twist as I'm pouring, so that you can see the poly coating the next, or the lip of the first ornament, and as it pours into the second one. Once I go all the way around, just kind of tip it out, set that one up in my plate to drain, grab the next one, all over, same thing, roll and roll and roll. If you feel like you don't have enough, just squirt a little more in. I kind of poured a little bit into the next one ahead of time, so just squirt a little more in. And then as you get towards the bottom, put it over your next ornament. There you go. Once it's all coated, then I just pop it in to drain. work on my next one. Next one. There we go. So you can see there's a little bit there that didn't quite catch, so I'm just going to keep rolling until I get the entire thing covered. Pop it in the drain. I'm going to go ahead and put a little more in so we can move a little faster. So what I'm going to do is work from this edge of the plate out to this edge so that I can just flip my plate around and work from the opposite side when I start to glitter. So now that I've put more in the ornament, you can see how much faster it coats it. And just a real quick roll around, and we're good to go. If you're only doing, or if you're doing the larger ornaments, it's much better to use cups, small cups like little plastic bathroom cups, because you'll be able to recover a lot more of the polycrylic. But it's honestly, it's so inexpensive to do as many ornaments as you can get, because you're putting such a thin layer on it. So again, roll, roll, roll. And you can see it goes a lot faster with more polycrylic in the ornament. And because I'm not using a whole lot, I really won't have much when I go to pull these ornaments out later. So I'm not too worried about recovering it, but if you are using a cup to collect your poly, then you'll be able to pour any unused poly right back into your bottle and reuse it. So it really does go a long way. Alright, so this one's done. I'm just going to fill this one up a little bit more, and then I'm probably not going to need any more. So I am going to take the top off of my polycrylic bottle. Set it aside. Grab my last two. That one. Roll, roll, roll. And then the last one, we're just going to roll and then pour it right back into the polycrylic squirt bottle. Okay, so that's all of them coated, all of them draining. And now if you look back at the first one that we did, you can see that it looks pretty clear now. I want to pull it out and check the bottom for any drips. So that's where I got the poly on the outside. Some of the plate stuck to it, but it gets covered by the cover for the ornament anyways. And you can see on the bottom it's still a little bit milky. Let's see if you can see what I'm talking about. Kinda. So I would just give that another minute or two, or you can go in and kind of wipe them off if you do want to keep going a little faster. So you can see it's a little milky Still on the bottom. So that's what you want to go away. You want the whole ornament to look clear, but you don't want to wait so long that it loses its stick. So while I'm waiting on that one, I was just going to go in and kind of scrape away a little bit of this here. This is from where I had some poly on my fingers earlier. So just wanted to get that off. And while that's drying, I'm going to grab a squirt bottle. So this is just rubbing alcohol. And I'm just going to wipe that one. There we go. Like it never happened. So I'll pause the video here in a couple of minutes. Well, I'll pause the video, but I think I'm just going to take a quick break. So I'll cut a section of it out. Or not, you know, whatever. It's all pretty much ready to go. So I just try to make sure that when I put them on the plate that they're pointed straight up and down so that the poly drains out evenly. There's another one that needs to be wiped. And then I'm just going to go around the bottom here and just take out some of that excess polycrylic. Set that back into dry for a minute. Okay, and then once you've kind of gotten everything working on drying, then you get to start glittering. So I have 4 different colors that I'm going to be doing, and I have everything from cheap Hobby Lobby glitter. There's some that I got from Michael's, and I shop a couple different places. Really, it just comes down to who has what I need. I never have a dedicated supplier, although there are a lot of really great online suppliers. I'm a member of a couple of different groups, and some of the collections that they have are beautiful. And some of the collections they have, they use the same suppliers as Michael's, where they get the Recollections glitter, so it's the same glitter, and usually you can get them cheaper there. So again, I'm going to start from this edge where I started with my ornaments, and I am going to work towards the last ornament that I put on the plate. Doesn't have to be exact because the poly's already pretty much dry enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this a little bit further over. I'm going to get my first ornament, and the same way that we dumped in a lot of polycrylic, we're going to dump in a lot of glitter because it makes it a lot faster. So I'm going to start with this hollow glitter here, and I have my ornament and I have my funnel, and so it's kind of fun to do with one hand, but anyway, so you just put your funnel in your ornament. Super easy, you guys all know how to use a funnel. Dump in a bunch of glitter. That's plenty. I'll let that drain over there, and while that's draining in there, I'm just going to roll it around the same way that I did the polycrylic. I'm going to get my second ornament ready. And I'm going to get my funnel again, hold my funnel over my second ornament, and then roll my ornament around and dump all of that glitter into ornament number 2. And so that's the first ornament glittered. I'm going to set it right back upside down in the plate to make it easier because I don't want to hold everything. Grab my third ornament, put my funnel in third, take my glitter in my second, roll it around, dump it all there, Give it a couple quick taps, and it's done. Usually I try to knock it on something a little bit harder, edge of the table, just to make sure that anything that is really loose will come out. But very, very well coated. And there we go. We're going to do this one. So again, grab my next ornament, flip it up, put my funnel in, roll my glitter around, drop it in, give it a tap. All nice and coated. This one has a little poly on the outside. That's where you see the matte, so I'll go back in and wipe it again. Put that one in, and then this is my last one, so I'm going to put my funnel this time into my glitter container. Right, it's just sticking in the top. And I'm going to roll my ornament so that the excess glitter dumps right into the container so that I can reuse it again. Tap, and done. So that's the first 4. I'm going to tap out my funnel, switch colors. So same over and over and over again, guys. I should speed up the video. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like watching the same thing over and over and over again. I just took a wipe to wipe out some of that pooled poly because it's not going to show once I put the cover on it. So let's do another color. Let's do blue. So again, just dump in quite a bit. Get it all to drain into your ornament. Probably dump in a little too much, but that's fine. Doesn't hurt anything. And just like before, we're going to grab the next one. Roll the first one. Let's wipe this little lip off here. Grab the funnel, glitter everywhere. Roll to coat. And once you get all the way around the rim, I usually just dump it out because by then I've already got the whole thing coated. And there you go. So that's the next color. And again, same process. Grab our next one, wipe that rim just so that it doesn't leak back in. I'm gonna put a little bit less in there next time, I think. Roll to coat. More glitter everywhere. So that one's all good. And there's a little bit that I didn't get right around the top, but again, that's not going to be visible. These things have a huge collar on them that's going to hide all of that. So I'm really focused on making sure that this whole top section gets coated, but I'm not too worried about anything that gets missing, that, you know, ends up missing around the base part. So that's that one. Grab my next one, clean off my rim, switch my funnel, and then pour in my glitter. And if you do like what I just did and you pour it in without rolling too much, no problem at all. Just move the funnel back into the ornament that you want. Just like that. Right? Switch it back and then just continue rolling. There's going to be plenty of glitter in there to cover all of the spots that you missed. And there you go. You can never tell that I missed that little stripe. I'm going to tap it again to get rid of all the excess. And then this is my last blue one. So I'm going to put my funnel back into my glitter container. This one hates me today. Anyway, and then roll, roll, roll. Just like before. And then hold the whole thing. Table tap. Looks great. Okay, so we're going to let the rest of that glitter drain out. And then flick it a bit, just to make sure that all of it comes out and it won't put blue glitter in the next color that we're going to do. And I'm going to grab my Play-Doh. Play-Doh. You can get it for like 99 cents most places. And I'm just going to pick up all of this glitter just because I want it to be clean. I try to work as clean as possible, so I try to pick everything up, you know, as soon as it happens. And that gets pretty much everything. I'll go back over it later, and again, this is just for the video, so I will do my detail cleaning at the end. I just didn't want a big puddle of glitter sitting there. Okay, next color, and I am actually just going to do another funnel because that one was starting to unravel on me. So again, you just take a piece of cardstock, or, you know, this is again a note card, and then fold it over from the middle, just like you're making a piping bag if you've ever done that. And then just stick piece tape down there, and we're ready to go. Alright, that also gave us a little bit of time to let these other ones drain too. So I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do gold, and I'll do the purple ones later. So, no, I like the purple better. Let's do that. The container is easier to do on film, has a bigger opening. So, we'll go ahead and, just like before, dump in glitter. And then I want to fill it about halfway, so that's good. Put it back in there. Roll that as it drains. Get my next one. Check to make sure there's no major drips. There we go. Alright, and then just like before, now here we're going to wait a second. Do you see I tipped it back, and then you can see that the polycrylic is starting to drip. It's probably really hard for you to see, but the polycrylic is starting to drip back down. So I don't want to use that one yet. It will definitely cause my ornaments to look smeared. So I'm going to skip that one for a minute. I'm going to grab another one. And that one looks a lot better. I just need to go around this rim just a bit. Good. Okay. So, put the funnel in. Roll your glitter. And once you get to the end, just tap it. Now, this color is a whole lot more translucent. It looks a lot thinner. It's harder to see like on camera, but it looks a lot more see-through when you hold it up to the light. But that doesn't matter because it's going to look just like how you guys are seeing it. It's just going to look like color. So let's see if our other one's ready to go. That one looks pretty good. Okay. Funnel in. Roll to coat. And then once it gets all the way around, tap it on the table. Get all the excess glitter out, pop it in place, rest of my glitter to drain through. Alright, let's go back to that one. Since we had it sitting upside down again for a second, it should be ready to go now. Looks good enough. Okay, so this is our last one. Pop in funnel. Roll to coat. Tap on the table. Shake out the excess. And then last one, roll to coat. And then we're just going to dump it right back into the container. Okay, so now the next question that everybody always has is, how long do I need to let it dry before I put in the prongs? And the answer is you don't. These are already ready to have the prongs put in, so I'm just gonna clear some of this glitter away. And then I will show you guys that. So these are the first ones that we did. It is still wet inside, but that's perfectly fine because it's not going to affect anything on the outside. So we're just going to put the tops back on, and then the secret to the ornaments is you have to pinch your prongs. You have to make sure that when you're inserting your prongs, you have the ornament oriented the way that you want. So let's say this is the front, and I have a design right there. So I'm going to put a design there. Sometimes people vinyl after. You can do it either way. These are just not going to have anything on. But anyway, you pinch the prongs, and then you're going to insert them, and then you're just going to tap it, and that's it. You're going to start to, you'll notice that sometimes people will have marks around it. That's because you're twisting it after you put it on. Don't do that. So just pinch your prongs, insert it, and you are good to go. So that one's done, completely done. If you want to, you can put it back in and have it, continue to dry. I've never had a problem with just setting them down afterwards. So I'm just going to do the rest of these. And some of them I took apart and some of them I didn't, but that is basically the whole tutorial because we have our finished product. If you guys have any questions, remember you can always reach me on Facebook, facebook.com/CraftHow. I'm in about a half a dozen silhouette groups, so you can always, listen for me there or ask me some questions directly, whatever it is you have. But that's pretty much it, guys. Super easy. We just did a dozen ornaments in 20 minutes or so, and it would go a lot faster if I weren't on camera. But I hope you guys enjoy it. Have a great day.